Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to make this super easy cinnamon roll recipe. Before I get started with the recipe, if you are new, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like the video if you enjoy it. Without further ado, let's jump right into the recipe. Here's what you need to make this recipe. 1.5 cup of unsalted butter, melted. 1 cup of sugar. 5 cups of all-purpose flour. 1 teaspoon of pure vanilla extract. 1 teaspoon of salt. And as well as 1 teaspoon of baking powder. Also, you will need 2 cups of warm milk. Also, you will need 3 tablespoons of cinnamon, 1 cup of brown sugar, and also 1.5 stick of unsalted butter, 1 pack of instant yeast. And for the icing, I'll show you guys in a few what you need. First thing I'm going to be doing is adding my warm milk in this bowl. Next, I am going to be adding my melted butter in there as well. Now you want the milk to be nice and warm because the yeast need somewhere nice and warm to actually activate. So yeah. And also I'm going to be adding in my sugar. Give that a quick mix for about 30 seconds. Now I'm going to be adding in my instant yeast. This one is actually active instant yeast. You don't really have to do a lot of proofing because I want my cinnamon rolls to be nice and fluffy, extra fluffy. So I went ahead and actually add some warm milk and do a lot of proofing for my cinnamon rolls to come out as fluffy as it did. So now I am going to be adding in the flour. Like I said, I'm using about 5 cups of flour. Just pour that in. That's the first 3 cups, I believe. Now I'm going to be adding in my salt and as well as the baking powder and of course the pure vanilla extract. The salt will give it a nice balance between the sweetness and the, just to balance the sweetness a bit. So we're going to give that a quick mix just like that, and we're going to be adding in the rest of the flour. The flour I'm using is all-purpose flour. Just give it a nice mix until everything is well combined together. As you guys can see, you see how I'm really stirring it just to get in there to make sure all the yeast, the sugar is well mixed and dissolved, because that's what's going to help you have a proper proofing so your cinnamon rolls can be nice and fluffy. So now in this bowl, I am going to be drizzling a little bit of oil on there. Make sure it's nice and oily because we're going to add our, I will say it's a dough or batter, I'm not sure. We're going to be adding our dough in there, and so we don't want it to stick because that's where it's going to be proofing in. As you guys can see how small it is, we're going to place it in there, cover it, put it in a dark place. When I said dark, because yeast need a dark place, dark warm place to work. So we're going to cover it and let it proof for about 2 hours, literally exactly 2 hours. I let it sit there in a dark place. You can put it in your microwave or oven. Do not turn it on though, just let it proof. So as you guys can see, this is 2 hours later. My dough is twice as big as it was earlier. So now we are going to roll out the dough to start forming our cinnamon rolls. So I'm dusting a little bit of flour on my clean countertops. Then we're going to place our dough right on there. To prevent your dough from sticking, make sure you add a lot of flour, not too much dough, just a lot, because it will stick onto the counter, on your hands, or on your rolling pan. Even your rolling pan, you need to add flour to it. We're going to roll out our dough into a rectangular shape, and then I'll show you guys what to do next. How you guys like the video so far? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe if you are new. So now I am going to be adding 1.5 stick of softened butter, room temperature butter. Okay, cinnamon rolls needs lots and lots and lots of butter to make it nice and fluffy and buttery. Yeah. So we're going to add 1 stick for now, but I actually add 1.5 stick. You'll see as the video go on, you'll see it. So we're going to spread out the butter all over the dough. Now I'm going to be taking my sugar, my brown sugar, just sprinkle it all over the butter. So now I'm going to be taking my cinnamon powder and sprinkle it all over the sugar. Just sprinkle it. This is going to be so good. So I'm going to be sprinkling that in. Once I am done, I am going to be adding a little bit more butter because I like buttery cinnamon rolls. It just tastes better. It's not dry. So you'll see me adding the other one, and I added a little bit more sugar, but just follow the ingredients in the description box. Okay, guys? So now the next thing we're going to be doing is take our dough and just start rolling it. Okay, we're going to form a log so we can start cutting our cinnamon rolls. Now, the process is very easy. You're going to roll and tuck, roll and tuck. I am going to let you guys watch. It's easier to watch than me sitting there and telling you how to do it, okay? And if you are new, you haven't considered to subscribe, please do so, because I do upload amazing recipes here that you will love. If you love this one, you will love my other recipes. So please subscribe and let me know in the comment that you are new so I can give you a nice warm welcome. So in my baking dish, I am going to add a little bit of butter. Not a little bit, but we're going to add butter to it to make sure it's nice and buttery so our cinnamon rolls don't stick on there. So now once you're done buttering your baking dish, you're going to set it aside and start cutting your cinnamon rolls. Now, as you guys can see, I kind of mark how I'm going to be cutting it so I don't have some bigger than the other. I want it to be nice and uniform, all of them the same size. So that's why I make this little mark so I can cut them to the proper size. Okay, I'm using a pizza cutter to cut it because it's way easier than using a knife. And I'm pretty sure a knife can get the job done, but the pizza cutter just make it easier to cut. Now we're going to be placing our cinnamon rolls into our baking dish. Now make sure you give them some space. Don't put them right next to each other. Give them a nice extra space because we're going to be doing one last proofing. Yes, we're going to let it rise one more time. Now we're going to cover it again. Place it in a dark, warm place for another 1 hour. Once it is done, y'all, you'll see it is super big. It's not done yet. It's extra big. Now we're going to pop this in the oven. That's when it's ready to go in the oven. We're going to place it in the oven. I'll have the time on the screen for y'all. Okay, make sure you preheat your oven on 350. We're going to bake these for 20 to 25 minutes, y'all. Once your 25 minutes is done, y'all, this is it. Take a good look at these cinnamon rolls. And your kitchen right now should smell so cinnamony, so good. It's like Christmas time, and nothing better than some good old fresh warm cinnamon rolls. Homemade cinnamon rolls, so good. So now I am going to be making my icing. I have two ways of making icing, but this one is the basic way to make it. I am using powdered sugar. I added a little bit of evaporated milk in there and some vanilla extract. Of course, I will leave the measurement for you guys in the description box. And make sure it's nice and thick, a consistency just like that. Not too thick, not too runny. And make sure when you're adding your icing onto your cinnamon rolls, make sure it's not hot. Okay, let it cool down before you start adding your icing. And basically just pour the icing on top, y'all. And basically this is how you make some good old homemade cinnamon rolls. So good, so fluffy, super good, super delicious. I hope you guys try this out. I'm sure you will love it. Don't forget to give me a big fat like. That's how you're going to help me bring out better recipes. When I know you enjoy these type of recipes, I'm gonna bring more for y'all. Okay, thank you for watching, guys. Don't forget to subscribe, like the video, share the video, and I will see you guys on the next recipe. Bye.